on negotiations, but I have heard that Durant's top two teams and the top two places he wants to go is Miami and Phoenix.
I heard about Phoenix as well.
Yeah, and I don't think DeAndre Ayton's enough to make that deal get done. So I've heard that's probably going to be a 3-team trade, a 4-team trade, where somebody's young, good player gets put into the deal and gets sent to the Nets, and the Suns get to keep Devin Booker with KD. I think that's the goal. The goal is to keep CP3, Devin Booker, and KD together, but I mean, there's no way if I'm the Brooklyn Nets GM, you could trade me the rest of that team, and I would say no.
Yeah.
Because Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, DeAndre Ayton, if you re-sign him, but he's probably going to be getting the max, right? If he gets signed to be traded like this, it's probably going to be him getting paid a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, dear goodness, that you just watched Rudy Gobert get traded for 4 first-round draft picks. That really messes up this because now KD's value is so much more grand. Like, no way in this world would I take the rest of those guys. And, you know, if the Suns were trading me for, you know, Devin Booker and the Suns were trading with me, I would be requiring Devin Booker unless it's a 3-team trade and you guys are pulling something out of your butthole.
Yeah.
Because, like, you just don't have enough. There's just not enough talent on the team. Now, I can see the Miami Heat being able to build a trade. That's more intriguing because Tyler Hero. You can throw in Tyler Hero and, you know, throw in Kyle Lowry, throw in Bam, and we can start talking. Because the Miami Heat, then you have Jimmy Butler and KD together, and you just get to build around those two.
Yeah.
You know, they probably want to keep Bam, you know, the Miami Heat are stingy franchise with their young talent. They really wait to trade them to the right time. So, you know, KD, man, this KD stuff is, you know, it's definitely going to be a lot of interesting news for the rest of this week. But the KD stuff is it makes me sad because I can't ever view Kevin Durant as the leader.
Mm-mm.
Because, I mean, when the going gets tough, KD leaves.
He's an escape artist.
Seriously, like,
Wait,
for all that talk about him zoning out the media and stuff like that, I don't believe a single cent of it.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that guy, Kevin Durant, is... First things first, he was with OKC, right?
Mm-hmm.
He leaves, going gets tough, you lose to the Golden State Warriors in 2015, Western Conference Finals. It was a really bad loss. Going gets tough, you joined them. You win those rings with the Golden State Warriors.
2016, sorry.
Yeah, 2015-2016 season. I think that's what that was.
Yeah.
But beside the point. You know, he goes with the Warriors, and once he realizes, oh, these rings are a little empty, I might want to go to my own team. It's getting a little tough here because I'm just not really getting the respect and admiration I was expecting before I came here because I, for some reason, didn't realize I was making the greatest super team of all time.
Mm-hmm.
He leaves. He goes to the Nets, and he has James Harden, Kyrie Irving next to him. Ridiculous. He goes there with Kyrie initially, and then they pull off the amazing trade to get James Harden. And now they had Ben Simmons. You had Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, and Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Like, Ben Simmons is better than any player LeBron James had while he was playing for the Cavs during his first stint by a gazillion miles. It's not even close.
That's fair.
James Harden, even aging. LeBron never had a 20 and 10 guy, 20 points, 10 assists next to him ever in that time frame. Right? He just doesn't meet the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
He does not meet the challenge. He is very, very, very much an accurate representation of living in a media age where there's a bunch of pressure around him to write his own story. And the fact that the Golden State Warriors just won a ring it's no coincidence that he's leaving after this, because what do we talk about? We talk about Curry's definitely was the better player on those teams.
Yeah.
We talked about how Curry's was more impactful in winning. The evidence shows that.
Because he won without Kevin Durant.
KD's listening, and then he requests a trade. The man had Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons heading to the next season with him. That is, Kyrie Irving is a top 20 player in the league. The man can sleepwalk his way to 27 on any team in the league.
Yeah.
Just it's buckets. And you had a guy who completely negated all your weaknesses in Ben Simmons, who could attack the rim, who could be athletic and guard 1 through 5, freak of life defensively. So then you go play against the Boston Celtics, you don't have to guard Jason Tatum. You can go rest. You had a distributor on that team now after that. He runs away from the challenge. I mean, dear goodness, that big three might have been the most talented big three heading into next year. Like, what situation are you going to go to that's better than that?
That's crazy.
Like, it's just he is delusional. We're witnessing a guy with great talent be delusional on his journey and him trying to make himself look the best to everybody else that he can. Because Golden State Warriors don't win a ring. He's not going anywhere. Because nobody's talking about KD better than Curry. Because that conversation happened. He's leaving. That's like LeBron when Paul Pierce dumb booty. Right? Maybe Skip Bayless is saying, "Hey, Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, they're better than you, LeBron.
They're better than you. We don't know what Ben Simmons looks like. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie's like LeBron to leave.
LeBron left because he had no talent on his team.
I thought we're staying together.
Right? I mean, it's
that's one side of the story, possibly.
Terrible.
Who knows? Then the
Kevin
other side,
Durant,
I completely agree with what you said. He's delusional.
He's not
delusional
a leader
to the point that he thinks that
he is not a leader.
The best
he
player.
Is
and
a guy that gets put on a team that's
when
great
he is put in that
talented,
position as
but he's
captain,
not a leader
as
of the
Superman
team.
Or as Batman. He realizes that he's really Robin. He shrinks in those moments. We've seen it. I remember I was giving him props. It was like 2 playoffs ago. I was like, man, he dropped 49 points. He actually can lead a team against the Bucks. I was like, damn, he lost, but I was like, damn, he's trying to will a team of nothing. Like, I gave him props for that. And then this year, get swept. And then on the other hand, you can't really fault him because I'm gonna go back to the other side now. I hope I'm not being too confusing. Is that the year prior to this year, last year, he didn't have Kyrie and James Harden. So he only had Kyrie this time, and James Harden forced his way out because Kyrie wasn't playing. So, I guess that's a lot of stress.
Gets the Bucks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Especially on a team where nobody has to worry, where he's not the focal point, and everybody's just like, damn, stress, because you're like, damn, everybody leaving, and then next thing you know, you're thinking that everybody's gonna stay and come back the next year, and then you have Kyrie who decides not to, decides like, who puts it goes in the media as soon as he says it, pretty much like, I don't think I'm gonna come back. I want to play for the Lakers, or and then it comes to the media that he has trade destinations. And that nobody sees that coming. That blows up free agency now because not everybody's like in an arms race. Like, can we get Kyrie? Then KD goes out and says that, hey, I'm leaving too. Request a trade, and then there's arms race to get KD now. And then everybody thinks they're front runners for these players. Then and then Kyrie ends up signing with the Nets. But yeah, he's just a really delusional talent. Very delusional talent. He thinks he's better than what he is. We can't call him a leader anymore because he refuses to lead. This was the perfect opportunity to prove everybody wrong. Had he stayed, or had he not requested the trade, had he just signed. But the media gets to him. We know it gets to him because of his burner accounts, and he's commenting to fans and shut up, you don't play. Who do we guard? We got to shut somebody down. And then Curry, what you do? I'm just going to watch. How could you do that? How could you claim to be the best player in the world? Other people claim to be, and then you shrink. And then you leave. You leave the next season to the team that beat you. That's a snake move. No wonder they called him a cupcake, because that's what that is. That's a snake move. You just lost to that team, and you think that you're going to run it back, and then you make a cryptic tweet saying that, forgive me if I just misquote it, but something along the lines that we have to stop trying to beat these teams and join them, or something along that lines, or we have to start trying to beat the best teams, and then you go join the 73-16 who just lost the previous year, who went to the finals. When he said that, I was like, oh, he's about to go somewhere where he can have his own team, maybe a star or something like that, not build a death lineup of you, Steph Curry, Clay, Draymond, and whoever they want to put at center, because the team wins no matter what. And then as you play through that season, you go to the media and you're like, if you don't want to watch blowouts, don't watch basketball. Yeah. What? It's not a good game. You made the NBA very lopsided. No wonder you won 2 rings and 2 finals MVPs. It's lopsided. All the power is at the top.
KD should have taken.
There's nobody who can compete with that team.
I'm sorry. You keep it going.
Unless they sit out the stars, then the team has a chance. But if you have KD started, that's a 30 to 35 point per game score right there. Play basketball and this and that, and, saying things to the media and just not staying basketball and not staying professional. At some point, I think he has a love for the game. I want to believe he does, right? He works on his game all the time. Huh? Yeah, works on his game all the time. But I don't know. Become friends with LeBron and ask him how he shuts the media out, because he just really just lives his own life at this point, So just something has to give. It's a mental thing. And once he really grasps the point that, because they blew him up so much, blew his head up, It's like, best player, And then, best player in the world. He's better than this person and that person. Look what he did to LeBron. And after joining the 73-6 team, after beating LeBron back to back, he's the best. Okay, he's the best. But what about what happened to OKC? We look at Russ differently now because of what happened. Look at Russ a lot differently now in OKC. Yeah, Russ shot him out some games. You know what I mean? But KD, come on now. You let should have taken control of that game. That's your game to win. That's your point to be the head. If this is your Batman moment. This is your I got this moment. I can do this moment. And you shrink. And then you realize that Russ, even though he lost that series for him in a sense, he had more Batman in him than KD did. Because KD was like, okay, go ahead. Curry, you know what Curry does? Curry won unanimous MVP. He won the year before and then that year of Kevin Durant. Like, bro.
Yeah.
Then you have Clay, and you know what Clay is? Clay dropped 60. Dropped 60 in 3 quarters. They were sitting down the fourth quarter. That's how bad the team was. That's how bad the rest of the NBA was in comparison. And you join that team, and then you think, like Jason said, these are empty rings. Or maybe maybe they weren't empty rings to you. Maybe the media made you think that maybe I can do it myself. I'm the best player. I got Finals MVP. I'm averaging the most points. This is my look. Curry may have taken a back seat, but this is my team now. I can go over there wherever I want and win another ring, and Curry won't be able to do anything about it. Curry needed me. That's thought process, possibly, right? He goes to the Nets. Curry loses the championship against the Toronto Raptors because KD's hurt, Clay is hurt, he only has Draymond. Damn, Curry can't do it without me. Leave. Boom. Right? Next season, Draymond's out, Clay's out still. Curry loses in the play-in, right? Nets the better team. They go further. and end up losing to the Bucks when Kyrie goes out, James Harden goes out. Looks like karma to me, right? Then now everybody's looking at you a lot differently. Like, maybe the Nets are the team to beat. Best team, right? I'm a fault of this. Not saying the Nets were the best team, was because I was like, Andrew Wiggins? Why would we do that? Why would they go get Andrew Wiggins? He ain't got no heart. Who is Jordan Poole? And all these other guys. You know, you were like, Jordan Poole is pretty good. I'm like, you know, watch him. Yeah, I think he is pretty good. This season now.
Sure.
Swept in the first round. This was your Batman moment. This was your I got this moment. Shrank. Could it be coaching as well? Yes. Coaching has some play to do with that because they were putting the wrong pieces on the floor in order to try to win a game. But you shrank. You shrank in those moments.
Yeah.
Curry wins a championship. Now you looking at Golden State like, I wouldn't mind going back to that. Huh? He said it.
Oh, God.
Right?
It's like the grass. You know that saying, "The grass isn't always greener on the other side" type stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the story of Kevin Durant's career.
Truly.
I mean, you know, you leave Oklahoma City, and you leave your home basically, and he gets paradise in Golden State, but he leaves after 2 years. I mean, that team could have been.
That could have been not one, not
had
two.
4 or 5 rings if they would have stuck together. And, you know, a few things that I really liked about what you said was, you know, Russell Westbrook. I mean, Russell Westbrook, you know, Kevin Durant, we guess we should have seen that Kevin Durant has leadership issues by the way he dealt with Russell Westbrook. Because he didn't do anything to control Russell Westbrook or to make Russell Westbrook think this is my team. I'm the better player. Look, you have to stop shooting so much. You have to. You didn't see him lead like that. Like LeBron James won a championship with a guy that didn't want to talk to the team for the whole playoffs, and his name was Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
that's an example of a great leader because he was able to keep all of that together. You know, Kevin Durant is just, his leadership skills is completely lacking.
Oh, for sure.
And, you know, he's a great talent, a great offensive scoring talent one-on-one. But when it comes to winning basketball, he has issues because he doesn't do much else other than that and defend. And even though his assist numbers may look better, we saw him get exposed to an extreme extent in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to talk about is I feel like this is one of the most wasted opportunities in NBA history by the Brooklyn Nets organization. I really feel like the Brooklyn Nets organization cannot look at themselves and say, hey, we